You're losing a third of your Retribution Paladin damage because of these three mistakes. You're overcapping Holy Power. You hit 3 and keep using builders instead of spending. Templar's Verdict at 3. Divine Storm at 3. Every point of Holy Power you waste past 3 is a Templar's Verdict you'll never get back. Build to 3, spend, build to 3, spend. You're saving Wake of Ashes for the perfect moment. Stop. Wake generates 3 Holy Power instantly and does massive AoE damage. Use it on cooldown inside your burst window with Avenging Wrath. Every second you hold it is damage and Holy Power you're throwing away. You're spending Holy Power without Judgment on the target. Judgment applies a debuff that makes your next Holy Power spender deal massively more damage. Always Judgment. First, then Templar's Verdict. If Judgment isn't on the target, your spender hits like a wet noodle. Fix these 3 and you're ahead of 90% of Ret Paladins. Follow. Rotation Guide drops tomorrow. Here's every Retribution Paladin ability you need to know in 60 seconds. Ret runs on Holy Power. You build it to 3 with your generators, then spend it on huge damage abilities. Build, spend, build buzz, spend. That's the entire spec. Crusader Strike generates 1 Holy Power, low cooldown, your filler. Blade of Justice generates 2 Holy Power. Use on cooldown, it's your best builder. Judgment generates 1 and debuffs the target so your spenders hit harder. Templar's Verdict. Your main single target nuke costs 3 Holy Power. Divine Storm. Same cost. AoE version, use on 2 or more targets. Hammer of Wrath. Execute ability usable below 20% and during Avenging Wrath. These 3 are your damage. Avenging Wrath. Your big burst cooldown. Everything hits harder. Wake of Ashes. Instant 3 Holy Power plus massive AoE. Final Reckoning. AoE stun plus damage amp. Stack these together for your burst window. Divine Shield for full immune. Lay on hands. For a full heal on anyone. Word of Glory for self-healing. Blessing of Protection to save a teammate. You're the tankiest DPS in the game. Save this for when you're at your keyboard. The entire Retribution Paladin rotation in one sentence. Ready? Judge. Build. Spend. Burst. Repeat. Phase 1. Judge and build. Open with Judgment to debuff the target. Then Blade of Justice for 2. Holy Power. Crusader Strike for 1. Get to 3 Holy Power as fast as possible. Judgment always comes first. Phase 2. Spend. At 3 Holy Power, Templar's Verdict on single target, Divine Storm on AoE, Hammer of Wrath. When the target is below 20% or during Avenging Wrath, never sit at 3, always spend immediately. Phase 3. Burst. Pop Avenging Wrath plus Wake of Ashes. Wake gives you instant 3 Holy Power. Spend it. Final Reckoning for the damage amp. Stack everything, dump everything. This is where half your damage comes from. Golden Rule. Never overcap Holy Power and always Judgment before spending. Every wasted Holy Power is a Templar's Verdict you'll never cast. That's the whole rotation. Comment your spec and I'll break it down next. You copied a Ret Paladin talent build and have no idea why half of it is picked. Let me fix that. Hero Talents. Templar is the go-to for most content. It empowers your Templar's Verdict and gives you Shake the Heavens for massive burst windows. Herald of the Sun is a healing hybrid option with Dawnlight, but Templar does more raw damage in Raid and Mythic Plus. 4 talents you always take. Wake of Ashes. Instant 3 Holy Power burst. Final Reckoning. Damage amp on a short cooldown. Blade of Justice. Your best builder, always talented. Execution Sentence. Huge single target nuke that detonates. These are core. Flex picks change by content. Mythic Plus. Take Divine Storm talents and Consecration for AoE cleave. Divine Toll for mass judgment. Raid. Take single target talents like Execution Sentence and Vanguard's Momentum for sustained boss damage. Only a few points change. Stats. Haste first for faster Holy Power generation and smoother gameplay. Mastery second for more Templar's Verdict damage. Crit third. Versatility last. Haste makes everything feel better. Save this so you have it at your keyboard. I'm covering every spec for midnight. Follow and pick your main. You're losing a third of your Holy Paladin healing because of these 3 mistakes. You're wasting holy power. You hit 5 and keep pressing Holy Shock instead of spending. Word of Glory at 3 or more. Light of Dawn at 3 or more. If nobody needs healing, dump it into Shield of the Righteous for damage. Every point of holy power you waste at 5 is a Word of Glory you'll never cast. You're standing around waiting for someone to take damage. Stop. Always be casting. If nobody needs healing, press Judgment, Holy Shock the enemy, drop Consecration. A suboptimal cast is always better than no cast. Dead globals mean wasted holy power generation and wasted infusion of light procs. You're saving Avenging Wrath and Divine Toll for the perfect moment. That moment never comes. Use them on cooldown. Getting 4 uses of Avenging Wrath in a fight is way more valuable than 2 perfectly timed uses. Pop it, heal hard, repeat. Fix these 3 and you're ahead of 90% of Holy Paladins. Follow, Rotation Guide drops tomorrow. Here's every Holy Paladin ability you need to know in 60 seconds. Holy Paladin runs on holy power. You build it with your generators and spend it on powerful heals. Mana matters too in long fights. Build, spend, keep casting. That's the entire spec. Holy Shock is your core spell. 2 charges, heals or damages, and procs. Infusion of light on crit. Judgment generates 1 holy power and is your main damage button. Flash of Light fills the gaps when everything else is on cooldown. Word of Glory. Strong single target heal costs 3 holy power. Your go-to in Mythic Plus. Light of Dawn. AoE heal hitting 5 injured allies. Primary spender in raids. Shield of the Righteous. Dump holy power here for damage when nobody needs healing. Never overcap. Avenging Wrath. Big burst cooldown. Everything heals harder. Divine Toll. Instant holy shock on imps. On up to 5 targets, insane burst. Use at low holy power so you don't overcap. Aura Mastery. Empowers your aura for the whole raid. Pop it before damage hits, not after. Divine Shield for full immune. Lay on hands for a full heal on anyone. Blessing of Protection to save a teammate from physical damage. Blessing of Sacrifice to split damage with your tank. You have the best utility kit of any healer. Save this for when you're at your keyboard. The entire Holy Paladin rotation in 1 sentence. Ready? Shock. Spend. Fill. Burst. Repeat. Phase 1. Shock and spend. Holy Shock on cooldown for holy power and infusion of light procs. When you hit 3 or more holy power, spend it immediately. Word of Glory for single target. Light of Dawn for raid-wide damage. Never sit at 5. Phase 2. Fill. Between Holy Shock charges, use Judgment for holy power and damage. Flash of Light as filler when everything is on cooldown. Consume Infusion of Light procs on Judgment first. If nobody needs healing, deal damage. Never have an empty global. Phase 3. Burst. Pop Avenging Wrath plus Divine Toll at 2 or less holy power. Divine Toll fires 5 holy shocks instantly. Floods you with holy power and procs. Spend fast, heal hard. This is your massive throughput window. Use it on cooldown. Golden Rule. Never overcap holy power and always be casting. A suboptimal heal is always better than standing there, doing nothing. That's the whole rotation. Comment your spec, and I'll break it down next. Follow for Midnight Guide. You copied a Holy Paladin talent build and have no idea why half of it is picked. Let me fix that. Hero Talents. Herald of the Sun is the go-to for most content. It replaces Word of Glory with Eternal Flame, which adds a heal over time, and creates Dawn Light healing beams. Lightsmith is niche for solo content and tank-heavy healing. Herald does more throughput in Raid and Mythic Plus. 4 talents you always take. Beacon of Faith, 2 beacons, saves mana and globals. Divine Toll. Burst AoE. Holy Shock on a 45-second cooldown. Sanctified Wrath extends Avenging Wrath to 30 seconds. Infusion of Light procs from Holy Shock crits. Your entire kit revolves around this. Flex picks change by content. Mythic Plus Beacon of Virtue for burst AoE healing windows. Avenging Crusader for more frequent burst on a 1-minute cooldown. Raid. Keep Beacon of Faith and take Light of Dawn talents for sustained group healing. Only a few points change between builds. Stats. Crit first because every Holy Shock crit triggers Infusion of Light. Mastery is close. Your heals are stronger on nearby targets. Haste for smoother gameplay. Versatility, alas, crit is king because procs drive your entire rotation. Save this so you have it at your keyboard. I'm covering every spec for midnight. Follow and pick your main. You're dying on your Protection Paladin because of these 3 mistakes. You're pulling packs without Shield of the Righteous active. It's your primary active mitigation. Gives you a massive armor buff for 4.5 seconds. Without it, you're paper. Always build to 3 Holy Power and press Shield of the Righteous before the first hit lands. Aim for 80% uptime in combat. You're dumping all your Holy Power into Shield of the Righteous and never pressing Word of Glory. Word of Glory is a massive self-heal. Below 50% health, Word of Glory. Between packs, Word of Glory. The Shining Light talent makes it free sometimes. Never waste those procs. Your self-healing is one of your biggest strengths. You take a big hit and press Ardent Defender, Guardian of Ancient Kings, and Divine Shield all at once. Now everything is on cooldown and you have nothing left. Stagger them. Ardent Defender for moderate damage. Guardian for planned big hits. Divine Shield for emergencies only. 1 cooldown per dangerous event. Fix these 3 and you'll stop dying. Follow and rotation guide. Here's every Protection Paladin ability you need to know in 60 seconds. Prot runs on Holy Power. Build it with your generators. Spend it at 3 on mitigation or healing. Never overcap at 5. Build, spend, survive. That's the entire spec. Judgment generates 1 Holy Power and debuffs the target. Blessed Hammer generates 1 Holy Power, hits in a circle, and reduces enemy damage. Your bread and butter. Avenger's Shield generates 1 Holy Power, bounces to 4 targets, and interrupts. It resets randomly from Grand Crusader procs. Shield of the Righteous costs 3 Holy Power, your active mitigation. Gives a huge armor buff for 4.5 seconds. Keep this up at all times. Word of Glory costs 3 Holy Power, powerful self-heal. Use when your health drops or the Shining Light talent makes it free. These 2 are your survival. Ardent Defender, 20% damage reduction plus a cheat death. Guardian of Ancient Kings, 50% reduction for big hits. Divine Toll. Fires Avenger's Shield at 5 targets, massive burst. Eye of Tyr, reduces enemy damage by 25%. Stagger these, never stack. Divine Shield for full immune. Lay on hands for a full heal. Blessing of Protection to save a teammate. Rebuke for interrupts. Plus Avenger's Shield silences from range. You have more utility than any tank in the game. Save this for when you're at your keyboard. Rotation guide is the entire Protection Paladin rotation in 1 sentence. Ready? Shield. Build, spend, survive, repeat. Phase 1. Shield and build. Precast. Shield of the Righteous before pulling. Then Avenger's Shield to pull casters in. Judgment on cooldown. Blessed Hammer between everything. Build Holy Power fast so you can keep Shield of the Righteous rolling. Phase 2. Spend. At 3 or more Holy Power, Shield of the Righteous to maintain your armor buff. When health drops below 50% and the buff is still active, Word of Glory instead. Never overcap at 5. Stand in your consecration for bonus damage and talent procs. Phase 3. Survive. Use Ardent Defender for moderate damage, Guardian of Ancient Kings for scheduled big hits, Eye of Tyr for AoE packs, Divine Toll. When you need burst Holy Power and damage. 1 cooldown per dangerous event. Stagger, never stack. Golden Rule. Shield of the Righteous. Uptime is everything. If the buff falls off, you're squishy. Keep it rolling and you're unkillable. That's the whole rotation. Comment your spec and I'll break it down next. Follow for midnight guides. You copied a Prot Paladin talent build and have no idea why half of it is picked. Let me fix that. Hero talents. Templar for Mythic Plus. It gives you Hammer of Light, a massive AOO nuke after Divine Toll. Huge burst on packs. Lightsmith for raids. Gives Holy Bulwark absorb shields and party-wide buffs. Templar for damage. Lightsmith for survival and utility. 5 talents you always take. Blessed Hammer. 3 charges. AoE reduces enemy damage. Righteous Protector. Shield of the Righteous reduces your cooldowns. Divine Toll. Fires Avenger's Shield at 5 targets. Eye of Tyre. 25% enemy damage reduction. Shining Light. Free Word of Glory procs. These are core. Flex picks change by content. Mythic Plus. Take Final Stand so Divine Shield taunts instead of dropping threat. Sanctified Wrath for more burst during Avenging Wrath. Raid. Take Blessing of Spell Warding for magic-heavy fights. Sentinel instead of Avenging Wrath for sustained value. Only a few points change. Stats. Haste first for faster holy power generation and lower cooldowns. Versatility is close. Flat damage increase plus damage reduction. Crit third for parry chance and bigger Word of Glory heals. Mastery last. Haste makes everything smoother. Save this so you have it at your keyboard. I'm covering every spec for midnight. Follow and pick your main.